Hi guys, hello, or welcome back to Skylines. Last time we built the new blimp lines, which are running across the city now, and you can see having the queuing stacking up issue over there. We also sort of put some car parks down, and the main thing that we were doing last time was fixing up the road that crosses between the two main districts of the area. I've still got those. I've still got these temporary roads here, Barlow Drive, which never became anything, and I actually think we can take those out because they've been there since the very, very, very beginning, and we never did anything with them. And it actually makes me think maybe we should expand Boomtown, which seems a bonkers idea because it was always going to be like this smallish town. But I feel like it's been here long enough that we could potentially get some other stuff going on here. However, what do we do? Because would it be residential? That doesn't seem very likely. If anything, I want to kind of get a bit of residential up onto just this little bit right here, but anyway, well, in the meanwhile, we'll come back up to Roberts over here, and we'll get this happening. So let's start to fill in more of this area here. Again, I think we could probably take a few little higher residential stuff in there as well. And I think also, like I've said, we'll need some other elements in here like schools and the like, so we need to get that going on there. Acid, hello on the stream, how you doing, mate? Welcome back. Right, so we've got no high school up here, but again, why do we need high school when there's no commercial or anything like that? It's just like, seriously, so I don't think we need to worry about that. We should get some elementary school education up here though, so let's have a look. It's going to be quite a reasonably sized town, so probably just use this one. It's a pretty good elementary school. And we can get it in sort of off of the main road here. Probably just right there. And everybody's very happy about that. It's all good. What else might we need? Parks. We've got no parks. We've got no leisure at all going on up here. So we should definitely have some leisure. Let's see. Skatepark, football field. Let's get a skate park. We can put it right next to the school. There you go. And everybody is happy. See if there's any sort of small elements we can squeeze in. Kind of need to get some parks though, really. Or tennis courts. We could get a tennis court in. Space right here, look. Just about space there, I should say. What else could we have up here? We need to get some leisure stuff going in. Yeah, why does the water conservancy facilities come under that? I get something small in here, look like a bouncy castle park. For the kids, but where? I have to sacrifice a few houses for it, but I think it'll be... Oh. What the hell? Because I got Anarchy on? I'll just dezone that out. Oh, it is dezoned. The houses should have gone already. There we go. There we are. We'll get that in there. And then people will be very happy with that, I think. Let's actually look at our leisure and sort of happiness overall. I think people are generally very happy. There doesn't seem to be any area where people are not happy. Let's just go through everything, I guess. Health, all good. Stan, good evening to you. Hope you're doing very well, mate. Welcome on board. Perfect. The way the teachers can point the kids to smoking dope at the skate park and explain that that's what their future's like if they don't stay in school. Right, traffic flow. Now look, overall, I'm scared to come over here. All right, yeah, look, we knew... Oh shit, actually it's got much worse than the last time we looked. Okay. It's going to be unavoidable. Where is most of that traffic going, though? We'll come back to that. Fire safety. I think our fire safety is generally pretty good. Especially considering there's like so many Police is never a problem. Like, I have never, ever in this game had an issue with crime. Like, I've never had an unsolvable problem with crime. The only time I ever had that was with a modded building, which was broken. But beyond that, like, never. This is why there's no demand, guys. This is why there's no demand for commercial, and this is why there's no demand for industry, because unemployment is at 1%. Which is bonkers. I think we just need to grow the population a lot more. I mean, our population is really only changing at a very, very minor amount. I mean, that's what we need to do. We just need to make the towns better, get a lot more people in, and then... But, I mean, we've been doing that for ages. That's the only thing I can think of that would get more people in here. But we did go through phases like this in the past, I think you'll remember, with other builds when I was using realistic population, but it does seem a little more acute this time. It seems a little bit more severe than it was in the past. But I think all we can really do is try to just keep making towns good, keep bringing lots of people in, and hope that it sort of builds up over time. I think that's really all we can do. So, yeah, that's what we'll just have to keep doing. So, in the meanwhile, like I said, let's start getting this recycling depot happening over here. Oh, wait, no, last time I said I was going to do it down here. I was going to do it here because we talked about the fact that it would be better serving for everyone to have the recycling depot basically come off of this area. So let's do that. Let's use... I don't think we need a 4-lane road. We can use a 3-lane asymmetric road, which I hope is not going to be grey. No, it's not. However, I don't want it to have street lighting on right now. Right, it doesn't specifically matter too much where this is, so I'm actually just going to kind of draw out here like this. Right, so that's our 3-lane. I actually want it the other way around. Right, now let's go to just 2-lane. Right, so we're going to have various industrial things coming off of these areas. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's a start, and then we'll see where we are in a minute. Okay, so what we want is some of this stuff. So it's basically different recycling plants. The thing is, they all cost quite a good amount per week, so I need to sort of be a little cautious about how many I place down here. So I think we'll start off with glass, paper, all those kind of things. They're quite big as well, but that's the whole point. Right, so we'll have... But each of these can almost have their own specific area, you see. That's gypsum, which is like plaster. We'll have a paper one. But yeah, they're going to need like power and water and everything. Let's find ourselves a substation. Bring power out to this area. Right, I'm actually probably going to work a little bit on sort of making this look like a really cool, actually active working compound. So we'll try to work on that a little bit. Let's have a look what else we got. So yeah, plastic, we should definitely have the plastic one. And then I think other than that, I think we've got like ferrous metals, which I think is a good one to have as well. So we'll do that as a starting point, and then if we need to add more, we can. So let's just industry this up a little bit. Annoyingly, it's on the bloody diagonal. That's going to be a pain in the ass for me. I'm going to have to use bushes and stuff to disguise that. We're going to make this like a proper sort of recycling area. Okay. What's this? Now, I don't know if we're going to expand on this direction yet, so I won't worry too much about that. Move these trees out of here. Okay, cool. Right, so now we need to have some fencing and stuff, so let's look for that. Let's look for fence or wall even. I think we might go with concrete walls on this. I think it sort of seems more appropriate somehow. Right, like I say, I'm going to have to basically put plants along the edge of this so that it looks more correct. I also want to get like a guard station in on this as well. Right, we'll do that there, and then come across here. Okay, cool. Right, now I also want to get, like I said, the guard station in, and that's going to be quite fine because it'll actually fit right there. Okay, that actually worked out really, really perfectly. That's the exact amount sort of space that I want on that. Okay, now I just need to continue sort of tweaking the edges of this. So I'm going to have to just go around here a little bit. This will overlap out, but again, I'll just cover that up with some bushes and stuff. And then when we add more buildings to this over time, the only thing is that this is the difference when people are building stuff without a budget. Because if you're building stuff without a budget, you can think to yourself like, oh yeah, I'm going to build this super cool looking, like really interesting sort of industrial area or whatever. And you can place down all these buildings and you can decorate it up and you can make it look work and you can make it, you know, all good and everything. The trouble is that, you know, when I'm playing like this, because I'm actually working with a budget, you know, obviously that all of these buildings eat into our, you know, income weekly. So that's more problematic because obviously, you know, if you don't have the money, you can't run that thing. But you kind of have to just go along with it, you know. Let's get some speed bumps on this. The area. Right. So what we want next is some bushes and stuff. Like this really, I think. You know what, I was going to do this all with like some of the line tools, but I think I'll just do it like this. The only trouble with this is when you zoom out, it still can look kind of like annoying on the edges, which is not so good. You can always use trees and other things. You know, when you zoom really far out, you'll still kind of see it at a level, but when you're down low, you won't, so it's, you know, it is what it is. Oh yeah, these bushes are quite good because they're really dense, so you can put like a few together like that. If you have like a little spot like this, which is quite sort of problematic, you can put like a few of these together. It sort of works very well. And these bushes here, they're really good, but they're quite loose. They're quite sort of open. So again, this bush is like quite a dense one. So if you need to sort of do that, you know what I mean, you can kind of cover up those edges, which looks quite good. And then we can go back to the trees because we use these trees throughout this map. There we go. So straight away, it doesn't take very long and you can sort of have like something that's looking quite cool sort of coming together. And then we can get a couple of these sort of oak trees in around this area as well. So kind of like the idea of sort of like hiding this from the road, you know, sort of just disguising it a little bit or whatever. We get some of the couple of these bigger trees down here as well. And what's going on with that wind? Look at that. It's like really, really full on. It's blowing around all over the place. Right. Okay, and then, of course, we can do the other thing which we've done before, which is just using the move and the copy. So I can kind of marquee selection what I want, so trees. So we can just marquee select like that stuff, and then go copy. And then I can just have this like this, and I can just place it down. And if I wanted, I can just kind of rotate around like this. Place it down. So it's like a quick way of covering this area. Now, it's not going to be perfect, obviously, all the way along, but it gives me a good start point that I can then start to add and adjust a bit more on. It saves me going along there and doing the whole thing. Step by step. Right, there we go. So that is sort of straight away giving me a starting point. Now obviously some of these bleed through to the other side, and again, you know, depending on how bothered I am by that. How do we do this again? I always forget. Yeah, that's it. I can always just sort of move these little elements off the edge. It's not a big deal. But again, you know, how bothered you are by that. And the other thing is making sure you select the right thing. Again, this is all such low level stuff, and like most of the time, you know, we're not going to be looking down at this level. See, some of this stuff's coming through as well. I think so long as you kind of have like a bit of a look and a bit of an edge onto it, then that's absolutely fine, really. Why so many speed bumps? Because they got to slow down. They got to slow down. All right, I think that's fair. Fair criticism. Get rid of that one. And let's get rid of that one. Just have two. Right, cool. So that's that. So that's the starting of that area. I was just about to say, like, we haven't seen many trucks going in and out of here, but now you can see, look, they're coming back in right now, so they are delivering to this area. But anyway, that's good. So that means that we should have our... There's crime in Roberts Peak. Was this literally earlier on I was saying we never have crime, and now look, the crime coming out of our ears. What else can we put up here then to deal with crime? Let's put a DMV. We'll just put a little DMV. But where? Put it over here, uptown a bit. Okay. Go deal with that crime, DMV guys. Right. Big demand still for residential, so let's keep growing the area. Fill all this in. Thing is, I understand like that the jobs, we're doing very well with jobs with having our 1% unemployment, but I tell you, do you know what? Do you know what also might be a problem? Do you know what also might be a problem? And I hadn't thought about this before. Remember earlier on, like way early on in the game, we built the gigantic university complex. Remember that? Like way down here. Wow, look at that view. Looks awesome. Exactly, the first DMV ever to make people actually happy, right? Let's have a look at my road down here. It's nighttime, so it should be quiet. Nope, it's anarchy. God, it's so busy. So busy, look. Such a gigantic demand. How come it's so busy? Look at the tailback. Holy crap. This is actually going to start affecting... Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay, that might require my attention. Anyway, but let me just explain what I was going to say. It may well be, I mean, this building right here, right? This office building employs 1,227 workers, right? There's a lot of people. This building, AT&T employs 429 workers. These buildings, 366 workers. So a lot of these office buildings employ a very large amount of people. Also, the government buildings here, there's administrative buildings and stuff like this. So a lot of these buildings are employing a huge amount of people. Also, what was this? There's the disaster response. What was it? Cancer Research Center. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. But mainly, I think these office buildings, especially this building right here, Princess. Why is this called Princess Tower? Did I name that like that? I've forgotten completely about that. But anyway, yeah, this building here employs a lot of people. And I think that might be what our issue is, because remember we built this gigantic university, right? Well, the university as well, okay, a lot of people employed, or rather I should say, a lot of people are being educated at the university. I mean, look, at this place alone, there's 1,000 students, okay? There's a load of university dormitories, the maths buildings, the acting schools, all these different buildings. So it occurs to me, what happens if everybody is all getting educated at the university, and then they're all really highly educated, so they're just going into like science or office jobs? And that's possibly what the issue is. It's just that the office district here is actually pretty small in the scheme of, like, when you look at it, look, it's actually pretty small in the scheme of how big we've built offices in the past. I mean, it's only sort of like 5 or 6 blocks or something like that. But yeah, that's my theory currently, is that perhaps when we were looking at our stats earlier, where was it? Here. Again, when you look at our population, people employed 21k, jobs available 23k. So I think it's more likely not that we can't make commercial and that happen. I think it's just likely that we've reached this point. Because again, when you look at our population hasn't really gone up a lot. Even though we keep seeing this big residential demand, we're seeing a lot of kind of like, I think it's kind of almost like at this kind of balanced point in our population. So we're just not seeing enough people coming in to demand new jobs, because there's like a 2k buffer of jobs. And then we're just not seeing any more commercial and stuff coming in. No jobs means more crime. Same thing that's going on here. What? No. No. There's 21,000 people employed, Stan, and there's 23,000 jobs available. So there's more jobs available right now. So that's why we've got 1% unemployment rate. So yeah, we actually need to get more people into town, and the only way we're going to do that is by making our towns nicer and more attractive, basically. It's actually a bit of a challenge. We are facing a bit of a challenge right now. Let's go back down over here. I mean, also, let's just look at, like, again, but we seem to be doing very good for leisure and stuff. The only thing we could start to do, let's look at healthcare. Yeah, I mean, we don't have, like, super the best healthcare coverage, and that's something that people very much like for coming into towns and stuff. We've seen this before, is to make sure that you have good healthcare set up in the town. If you have good healthcare in towns, people like to come to those towns more. They're more likely to come into the towns. You want to make sure you have sort of good healthcare options. Get some healthcare in there as well. So I'm just going to go around and basically place down healthcare and stuff in areas to make sure that people are kind of coming to the towns. Again, you see in Stanton, like we've got like one healthcare clinic, but not kind of covering the entire area. So if I was to put that down here, again, so it's just about kind of really covering all the bases. I'm still astonished, though, that this one tiny little clinic here has been serving the entirety of Timajay Ridge for this entire game. Like, it just seems bonkers. I am going to put a Cleekasons here because I just can't accept the fact that what one tiny little thing there is dealing with everything. Right, let's get... what is that building as well? Oh yeah, it's the rural clinic, which is mental. I think people in Timajay Ridge are just super healthy, like they never get sick. Right, let's get some healthcare in here. So where is that rural clinic? I want to use it. Small clinic, rural clinic, here it is. Right, yeah, look at it. Look at the range it's got. Christ, it covers like, look, it goes out of town for like a ridiculous, its range is bonkers. I almost think that's a bit glitched actually. Doesn't seem right. Or is this small clinic? I don't know, that small clinic covers a pretty strong area as well. Well, anyway, let's get that small clinic in here, look. Try and make people a little bit happier there. Also in Boomtown, I mean, look, we've got 2 clinics, but it's not covering everything. So that's always been really important, making sure there's enough healthcare covering all the areas to have people coming in. There's crime in the nuclear power plant? Who would do that? Who would dare create crime in the nuclear... We're actually seeing crime. This is my fault. This is my fault for earlier on saying, like, oh yeah, we never have issues with crime. And then, of course, crime starts appearing everywhere. Of course that was going to happen. Of course. Yeah, I thought we had our healthcare covered pretty well in the cities and stuff. Captain Rex Islands is actually one area where we are not having good healthcare right now. It's not... Right, sorry about your house, but people want a medical clinic, so it's going to go in there. Again, I might just put another one here, look, on Metz Meadows. Just about filling in those gaps and really getting people coming in. Golden Orange is, again, we could serve Golden Orange a lot better, I expect. There we go. Make all those people very happy. Right, so we should start to see a little bit of a pickup, I would hope, just from that. Other things, though, like fire coverage. I mean, look at in Golden Orange. We have got a fire station there, but it's covering some of the area, but definitely not all of the area. So again, let's try to get something in there. I think actually for the whole of Golden Orange, we could actually do with like a new station right there. Like, there, up, a brand new Golden Orange fire station. Right. And let's keep going. We've got some budget, so we have got good fire coverage up here, though, most of the time. Except on this side of Timajay Ridge, you can see not so good. I'm actually going to go for another fire station like this, just on this side of town. I think most of the issue, though, is where that fire can actually, you know, where they can get to with that fire service. I'm going to put that in there and just see whether that bumps up the fire improvement for people there. No, not really. Because it's the accessibility of these roads, but... Oh well. We are seeing people coming into town though, that's good. Yeah, Mitsui as well is also suffering from that same issue. I think I might... I don't think that's required really there, but... I think if we do like a SimCity fire station, it would be just as helpful. Put it right here. There we go. Right, Roberts Peak also could definitely do with some better fire coverage, so get another fire station in there too. And then policing, we were having some policing issues. I think probably what would be helpful to do is to put like a little police, like a local security post. We'll put that next to, yeah, put that next to the nuclear station. Put a couple of these little local security posts in certain areas. Now, I never really have any kind of policing or security in industry at all. I don't even know whether that's a thing. Like, I don't know whether it's actually beneficial to put security into the industrial areas. Ren Shaw actually has got very little policing. I don't know why we missed that earlier on. The next question is, where can we put it in? Here, apparently. Cool, that's fine. We'll get that in. And everybody's happy. Need a dog park or theme park, yeah. Dead-end roads are bad for coverage. I know that dead-end roads are bad for coverage, but they also look really good. Right, I'm going to put another police station in Links L because we've got some bad stuff going down here. So there's some white-collar crime going down in 1 and 8 Plaza, so we'll get onto that. Right, well, I feel... well, one thing I feel like I haven't done is save for a while. Let's do that. Do that, and please, God, let's work. When it hangs like that, it scares the daylights out of me. Where's our blimps? I don't even see any. Oh, now I do. Here he comes. Only one. Where's all the blimps? Oh, there's loads over here, look. I feel like the timing and spacing of these things is never very good, but... Anyway, right, well that seemed... All of my efforts seem to have resulted in nothing. Which was great. That's great, that's good. Oh my god! It's happening. It's all happening again. Look, that's what it is. Irresponsible builders. Also, irresponsible person with their house, that they just built their house with the tree through it. Fire helicopters having to go away. I almost feel like we could do with fire helicopters a little way over here as well, because they've got to come quite some way. They've got to come all the way from Boomtown. I think what we've actually been seeing, you know when we've been seeing these big residential booms where people have suddenly wanted a lot of people to live here. It occurs to me that maybe those big residential booms where suddenly it just goes really high all of a sudden, and not a lot of people suddenly wanting to come to the city. It occurs to me that perhaps those big residential booms are just people dying, and then when those people die, more people come in and repopulate. So it may be, look, here we are, so we've got 145 weekly change. That may be why as well we haven't really seen actually any genuine population growth for a while. So it could be that we're not actually seeing people coming in. It could be just that people are dying, and then we fill it up, and then they die, and then we fill it up, and then they die. So we're actually not growing. And that could potentially explain why we're not seeing like a big demand for commercial and industrial and stuff like that, which would make sense if that's what it is, and it's not just the game glitching and being stupid, that is. Right. Well, our little community up here is looking good though, but I think as well we can continue by sort of adding in some other bits and pieces. We've got some a little bit of boat leisure stuff going on down here, shoreline stuff going on. Let's have a look if there's some more custom cool things we can add in. Yeah, there's some office stuff. Yeah, we do have the motel. And I feel like, because we can place several of these down, I feel like having a motel here as well could be a cool thing, so... And also, seeing as we can't really add much else in at this point anyway. Damn it! How do I do this? How do I do this? Every time. Every time. How do I do it? I don't even know. Right, Pine Motel is in. That'll give some great attraction there, the Pine Motel. I could also try just start putting in like little churches and things. You know, just as like a nice little cool feature for towns. Got some big shopping malls. Chirper HQ. That could be a cool thing. We should get Chirper HQ down. I think I want to put that in Boomtown. Of all places, I think I want to put that here. Let's just get that... yeah, let's put that here off this side road next to some of this industrially stuff. Get that in. Boomtown was one of the first areas of the town. You can actually see there's very little leisure as well in Boomtown. There's actually very little leisure here, so we should probably try to get a bit more in. Opera House. Yeah, there's like Home Depot and stuff, so we could potentially get some more of those kind of buildings in here as well. PetSmart, anybody? Get PetSmart down? There's the Griffith Observatory. Not quite sure why some of these are ticked off as like having me place them down, because I actually haven't. Science Centre could be good for us, but again, we've got like a lot of jobs already. That's the other thing, so we don't really need more like jobs from that kind of point of view. There is some office, but again, we don't need offices right now. More museums and things. Again, we don't really need that. We could do football stadium. Football stadium creates a ton of noise. Actually, this would be a perfect thing to put out here. Because God knows that my fantastic... Yeah, what could be better, guys, than... what could be better for my traffic system than putting a football stadium in? Yeah, that's definitely going to be a great idea. Could we get it here, though? Could we get it on a road that already exists? Could we move the driving range and bang it in off of here? No, it's too wide. But it could go here, right off this roundabout. What's wrong with that? What could possibly go wrong with that? Not quite sure whether this is a good idea. But it would go there. Is this a great idea? Is this the best idea I've ever had? Let's find out. Oh my lord. That is going to need some serious decaling. This seems like a super bad idea. Well, we'll see. We'll see what occurs. Right, let's try and adjust some of this terrain here a little. If we can't calm things down a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot that's where the trains go as well. I need to be a bit careful of that. Well, it's sort of happening, but not really. That's okay though, because we'll get sort of bushes and stuff around this anyway. Well, I say that actually, it looks a little better already. Actually, so maybe we don't. It looked worse on the kind of on the topography there, but actually now I look at it, it's not quite so bad. Right, cool. Well, that's gonna be fun when match day comes around. That road's gonna be definitely quieter. I thought I fixed this up here as well. This should have been sorted out ages ago. That should have been sorted out ages ago, so that these guys don't interfere with that traffic. Usually when there's like an on-ramp like this where there's a lot of traffic coming through, what I do is I tell the traffic which is coming straight across not to get into that lane, so that it means these guys can easily get into that lane without it being a problem, basically. Anyway, right, let's have a look at the road. Oh god! This really is. And you can actually see as well, like straight down, look, you can see there's a bit of queue underneath, because remember that's probably actually the main issue here, is that we have the road that comes here like this way off this roundabout. You can actually see that starting to queue back a little way as well, but there's basically two roads here. So there's one which goes over the top and there's one which goes underneath. I mean, there's just like a serious amount of people. I mean, despite all of that road traffic, look how many people are at the platforms. There's still a lot of people using the railway line as well. And we've got the blimps running as well. So, I mean, honestly, we really are running like max traffic at the moment. We're really pushing it. And look, here comes our residential again, look. But look, guys, whilst we've got big residential demand, just keep note of our like population. It's really not increased a lot. We're not at like 50k. So we're actually, I really feel like we're actually kind of stagnating. It just doesn't. It's weird though, because it's not like the areas where we have built houses already are going down or disappearing or anything like this. So that's quite strange. I don't know. Let's just look at some of the buildings here in Princess Park. Like 59 out of 70 households, 42 out of 50, 21, 25. They all seem pretty full. 59 out of 69 households. That's really strange. And if I look at... See, like, again, it seems like currently, every time we have more people joining, we have more jobs available. Now, to be fair, I kind of maybe did create some jobs there as well. What's this? Oh, the price of tickets. Yeah, okay. Bang that up a bit. They should have riots that can break out, like if you lose, your team lose. It's sort of, start burning buildings down and stuff like this. Yeah, when a football stadium has the same size parking lot as some grocery stores, it's like, yeah, it's got a parking capacity of like 20 cars. We could put like a parking lot basically right next to it though. That wouldn't be a problem. So I might do that actually, just for, even if people aren't using it for that purpose, just for the look, for the looks. I can actually put the really cool... Well, if I've got space. Which I don't have space. That road got this bit turned on even. Oh, I must have turned it off so that that office could build there, I guess. Annoying. Okay, whatever. Well, they can come to the railway station. There's a big railway station right next to it. So, Right, so again, look, we're seeing 200 weekly change. So we got... I'm just really curious as to what is going on with the population stuff here today. As we have not seen things like this before. It's interesting. We've got our one town out here that we've just put together, which is growing very nicely and it looks really solid. So we've got several communities that have grown across the whole, because remember that was the whole purpose with this build, was to try and build lots of sort of separate communities and not just like one big community. What's this? Hooligans for the win, exactly. What we could try to do, we could try to upgrade some buildings here in the center of town from small housing, because we've got these areas here which are small housing, to high density. So instead of, there you go, instead of just building a whole new town, I'd said for ages that I like this area of low level, and I do, but I also think that we might be better off to try and swap out a few bits and try to keep people in certain areas than just build new towns all over the place all the time. Also, I'm looking at our weekly income now, which has gone down a lot. But there's some other things going on here which I'm, curious about. Okay, come here. Salty on the stream, by the way. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hope you're doing very well. Guys, as always, thank you very much for 253 subs this week, guys. I think it's going really, really well with that, so thank you very much indeed for supporting the stream. Okay. Now, surprisingly, that upgrade... Well, actually, you got like a weekly change of 200 people. The money's come back up because we always have that weirdness at night time. That still is always a thing. Well, actually, I see now, look, people employed versus jobs available is actually closed up a little bit to about 2k, which previously, yeah, we were not too far away from that. So I might actually, again, start sort of, upgrading some of these areas here as well to... Let me just pause. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to... Remember I'd said about space before around here, and that was sort of true, but I really want to see what happens if we try to change things a bit. And I'm going to put some more high density in here, and also here. I'm going to try and get some high density housing here as well. And we'll see what happens. I'm trying to sort of keep it all in this area and see if, because what I'm thinking is that a lot of jobs in the offices, there's a lot of jobs in the offices, and what I'm thinking we need to do is to sort of fill those jobs up, and then we might start seeing demand for other stuff. And maybe not, but it's worth a try. Right, so that's some nice new apartments coming in. Like I say, I think genuinely what's the problem is that we've got like this gigantic university, and so I think the people all in the city, well, probably the majority of the population is, there's so many people that are being very highly educated. I mean, actually, that's a good point. Let's just look at education. I mean, yeah, I mean, when you look around, yeah, look at Renshaw. So Renshaw is all residential, and look at how many people are graduated from university. Like nearly the entire area, and it's like, look, so all this area is highly educated. Look, highly educated, highly educated, highly educated. Like the whole lot. Like everyone is highly educated. Everybody, almost the whole city, and also Princess Park. Remember, also is residential. Look, the whole lot really, really highly educated. So I suspect that all those people are all working in the offices, and that's why you're not seeing. And even the other areas. I mean, look at like Boomtown. Like highly educated, it's probably about like 50-50. Impossible Town, nearly the whole of it. Timothy Ridge, again, maybe, I don't know, like it's around 50-50 one way or the other. Stanton, same. Everywhere is about 50-50, so everywhere else. So the majority of the major city is highly educated, probably like 2/3, if not more. 3/4, I would suggest, maybe more, because obviously these are really highly dense areas. Big amount of highly educated people. I think that's why we're not seeing any industry stuff, because everyone here is just, you know, super high education. I think it could be beneficial, but I mean, let's have a look here. So we're catching up the jobs available, but it makes me wonder whether we shouldn't create a community and you know, because we haven't made any community so far and told them specifically, like, you know, don't be not. We haven't told them specifically, like, to not be interested in education. Well, you know, Lower Orange Valley was supposed to be farming, but we could always create like a smaller community down here or something. I don't know. I'm wondering. Oh, we had the well, the islands over here. I want to build some more of the islands, but yeah, I'm on here. Oh, yeah, there's other trees. Yeah, I'm wondering where I can get like another little town that is not focused on, you know, that kind of educational stuff. And they're focused. We can tell them not to be educated. We can tell them not to be educated. Basically, we can. I'm trying to think, because I want, if that is what's going to happen, I want people to be able to get to work easy. I mean, we could really build it down on the shoreline here. Wouldn't be the work. It would be easy to do. Do that. And there's a demand for it. What have we got here? It's like 3 to 5. Fine. We'll just transition it. Right, we're just going to make a really straightforward little town here, I guess. And we'll connect it up to these areas. So, new community coming in, guys. If you on the stream would like that community, tell me in the chat and we'll try and sort that out for you. Also, I think like we could actually create like a little bridge up to Timothy Ridge here. I think that would be fine. Do that. Actually, yeah, let's just... A little bit of anarchy. Love it. Beautiful. Works like a dream. Little bit of a sharp incline there. Maybe put it in a low gear, I would probably suggest. The low gear one, that one. Cool. Right, that's the little bridge done right there. What's this? Me mainly going for the subs. Mainly going for the subs. Toxic game. It's the town designations is usually sub priority. So if there's subs who want it, but I can hand it out to not subs, but it's sub priority mainly. Right, let's have a look. So I'm going to start off with a bit of a grid on here. Because again, this is going to be a pretty basic town, so doesn't want to be overthought. And seriously, I mean not overthought. Damn you, nighttime. Why must you create me so much pain? I genuinely think on the next build, I don't think I'll have night. Annoys me too. Like, for Christ's sake, like, I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. I know originally, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because I know originally, when the game came out, there wasn't, like, really the night phase or, you know, or it was too fast or whatever. I can't remember. But was there a night phase when it first came out? I don't remember. It was quite such a time ago now. But anyway, it's good to have a night phase. I've said this before. It is good to have a night phase because then you get to see the beautiful lights and you get to see the cars with lights on it. It's good. It just shouldn't be pitch bloody black. Like, it's just ridiculous, you know. What's this? Salty, I'll have the blue collar town. If you like, add a dock and call it Port Salty. All right, Salty. All right, it's a good idea. We actually were going to have an industrial port anyway, Salty. So I don't know how much traffic we'll get to it because... Oh, actually, that's going to be a problem, Salty, because we can't access the port from up here. So that could be an issue. But I can add... Well, we could add another ferry section to it. But in terms of the industrial port, we can't because you have to connect it to the line for the ports and the industrial ships only come up to here. So that would be an issue. But I can add some various harbour-y stuff that I can do that for sure. Right, let's have a look. So, get some other roads right here. Maybe we'll start out with it like that and then sort of build up, you know, rather than just laying the whole thing out. Like, let's just start getting stuff down and then we'll work on it from there. Right, so before I actually start to build though, I will zone it. Put a roundabout there. Bad map design. It's not bad map design because you have the whole area, like you have this entire coastal area to put an industrial port. I'm pretty certain that we could even get it here and still access it. Like, I think if you look at the... Where's the laneage thing? I think I need to actually look at the... Yeah, look, so there is where the actual thing is. So, I don't know if I can get to it from... Yeah, see, it can't connect to the route. But you could do it sort of here. Not there. Surprising, actually. So, look, so you say bad map design, but look, you can actually connect to it from right up here. So you can actually connect to it from pretty far away. So I think that's actually not bad at all. Yeah, it's one thing we don't actually have as well as harbour. We could get the harbour up there, but I mean, we know how the harbour goes in terms of people coming into it. Right, let's carry on. So yeah, let's. Oh my God! Look! Oh my God! Did you see that? Did you see it? Did you see it? I saw it. I saw a blip of commercial come up for a second, and then it was gone. I saw it. So that's good. That means it's not broken. Let's actually look at how our population stuff is doing. Yeah, we are catching up. That job's available. Look, we're catching up. That job's available. Did you see it? Did you see the blue? I saw it. I saw it for a brief moment. That's super exciting. Sadly, super exciting. So things are changing. We need to get water here, obviously. Like that. That is a good thing. It means the game is not screwed. It means that we've just got to make it fixed. And make it work, guys. Right, they're going to need electricity. And it's industrial town, so we're just going to bang a couple of those across there. That'll be fine. They don't care about noise. Right, right. What do we call it? Salty what? Port Salty. It's actually really good. We've never had a town district named Port before, and I actually think that's a really good thing. Right, so what we're going to do is policies here. We'll have... do you want... Salty, you can get involved here with the policies. Do you want a pet ban? Pull anything out of that list that you want specifically salty there? Smoking ban? I think sailors like a smoke, don't they? Schools out. Citizens will prefer working over education, and only a small portion of the eligible citizens will go to university. So yes, schools out for summer. Harsh prison sentences, though. I think we'll have that. If they're uneducated, we'll get those harsh prison sentences in. Catch them with some weed. Bam, 20 years. Mermaid ban. Oh yeah, so there's all this other stuff we can have, like the transport ticket changes. I've forgotten about that. Oh yeah, parks and rec as well. Make your parks and plazas envy of the country. Moderately increase alarm value around those. I've forgotten about that. What's this? Let go of leisure. What is this? Leisure specialised areas stop generating tax but get a hefty boost in entertainment and attractiveness values. Okay. We will have a high-rise ban. Quiet night tonight, guys, but thank you much, Sulu244, for a big 14 months in a row. Still here and alive, still love your stuff. Thank you, Sulu. Thanks for the 14 months, buddy. Really appreciate it. Guys, give some love in the chat for Sulu. Takes it to 253 on the subs for today, guys. Thank you very, very much indeed, Sulu. That's cool. It's always really nice when people are like kind of lurking and then they pop back in just for like a sub up. It's like really nice. It should be zoned for mermaids. What are you talking about? Right, okay. Right, so let's start. Yeah, let's just start getting some more people in here. Let's just fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Now maybe this will be the thing that we need to turn stuff around. We'll see. Now we should have some education here. We obviously need fire as well. There's a little bit of fire coverage coming from industrial area. Industrial area is actually got pretty poor fire coverage. So I think I'll actually get a brand new fire station in right here. Look, and that's going to help everybody out. So let's put that right here. Okay, so that's going to help the town out, and it's going to help the industry out. So the industry will be very happy as well. Although not as happy as you might imagine. Like, let's have a look. Right, police. Again, police can be important in an area like this. A rough town like Salty Ports. They need that policing in there, so we'll get that in there. Be careful. Don't go out at night. Right, let's have a look. What else? Healthcare. I think we should get the Conway Pharmacy in there. Look, that's what we should have. A nice little Conway Pharmacy. That in there. Look, they love it. Love it. Yeah, look, isn't that nice? Nice little, look at it there, let's see. Beautiful little pharmacy shop. That's actually a very, very, very well made little model, look. Look, it's even got all the bloody, look at the windows on this model, look guys. Look, do you see this? Look, inside that shop. The pharmacy shop. It's got like a little Twitter doctor. A little chirper doctor in the window, look. That's a very, very detailed model. It's got little roof tiles on the bay windows. Really good model. Yeah, it's a really nice model. For a custom model, that's a really nice effort. Right, okay, so we're doing very well. We're pissing money away, unfortunately, with our weekly income, but that's no surprise because of all the big stuff I've built, which didn't need to be built. We are chasing the jobs available, though. We're chasing the jobs available. We have increased our population a bit. We were at about like 41k, and now we're like 43. Remember, it's really, really difficult to grow your population with the realistic population model. It's like much more difficult than the vanilla regular mode, so that's why we've had this before. So you see very small increases in population. It's not the same as like the vanilla game mode. Let's have a look at Robert's Peak up here. It's looking really nice. Look at this. Roberts Peak is like a... Wow. It really changed from like a tiny little town to a sort of sprawling large town very, very quickly. It actually looks really good, though, I think. Looks really good in the hillside. I especially like the little lane roads upside. But again, you see that combination of sort of the medium-sized high-density buildings combined with the lower-sized stuff works really nicely. It's looking really good. Look, tennis courts in there. And the skate park actually looks really good. Look at this. Skate park actually looks great. Good call on the skate park. Yeah, it's looking nice. This is looking really nice here. Fire station, police station. What kind of car is that in the police? It's like Bullet. Bullet is in the police station up in Robert Peak. Right, how are we doing? So we can still do with a little bit more residential. I'm concerned though that if I place well, there's actually plenty of demand for residential. I think we need to increase the land value around here though, because I expect the land value is not great. Import salty, yeah, it's kind of like normal. Man, look at bloody Touston though. Touston is like bonkers for land value. Like it's ridiculously high. Yeah, Roberts Peak and the other areas and stuff, not so much. But then, you know, they're tiny little towns. But I think if we give it like a little boost here, like something, you know, this will help us out. So we should just get something in there. Something to boost it up a little bit. Let's see what we can find. A dumpster park. That seems perfect. What do you think about that, Salty? Get a little dumps. You know, people can tidy their stuff away. People are going to love it. Look, here we are. We'll bang it in there. Look at that. They love it. They can't get enough. They're like, oh my god, now we can put our garbage out. Perfect. They absolutely love it. And I think also, look, little half pipe, little backyard half pipe. Get that in there. Yeah, look, yes, yes, they want it. Oh, look at that. Somebody built like a crappy piece of half pipe out of like a bit of timber and some plywood. And they're like, yes, that's it. 2K, I'm selling my house. It's like, yeah, who knew that this scrappy little half pipe was going to raise the land value so much? What's that? Salty wants a bar. Okay, all right. Maybe we have a bar. There's a Rambler bar, which looks about right. There's the Tiki Bar, which is not so great. Beach Bar. Trouble is, it's commercial, so it will just instantly be destroyed. I think we do have... Let's have a look. Probably the Tiki Bar, but there is the other one as well. Tiki Bar would be... I don't know, it doesn't seem quite appropriate, but we could get it in here. Everyone would be very happy. And maybe some of the industry guys... I'll put it here, look, and then some of the industry guys come after work or something like... Yeah, look, they'll love it. They'll come in there. Yes, the Tiki Bar with evergreen trees. It's complete. There it is. Look at the commercial. Look at the commercial. Commercial. Let's get a piece of commercial somewhere. Come on. Let's get a piece of right here. Come on, please build. Come on. Let's build. Come on. Ah, it's gone. And we will never even know where that got built. Oh, look, it's coming back. It's ever so on the edge there. I think it's because we're only about 300 jobs off of it now. Look, and it's coming back again. And again. Come on. Let's see that McDonald's get built. Super excited for this. This is the first time we've had commercial in about like 10 episodes. Super excited. Come on, my friend. We believe in you. You can do it. These are pretty smart houses, Salty, for like a rough port town. Look at this guy's house. He's doing it. The Fawn Residence, if you please. Not a house, a residence. It's a residence. The Fawn Residence. Finally, let's go have a look at Lynx L and see whether any of that commercial was translated to Lynx L. Oh my god, it has. Look at this. Look at Lynx L. It is a bustling entertainment district. This is super good. Look at Links L, guys. I knew this is where, if there was going to be commercial, it's going to be anywhere. It's going to be right here. Look at it. It's got a gym. Super swish clubs. This is great. Super good. So Links L has really filled out its commercial stuff. So that is super exciting for us. And I don't think there's any other commercial areas that are currently free. What I want to do is I want to try and put like at least one commercial area in the areas where I had none to sort of try and make some sense of the fact that. So like maybe we'll just take out. That looks really nice though, but I'm going to leave that. Let's take this person's boring house and put like some commercial in there. Now I don't know whether they're going to get taken up straight away. Let's go back to Port Salty. Oh my god! Oh my god! What? What? What's happening? What's going on? What the hell? Of all the shops that could get built. Do 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 do. Psychic powers. Yes, hashtag American town confirmed. What the hell? That's super random. That is so hilarious. Oh my god. Right, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket right now. I seriously, I should go out to like some 24-hour garage and buy a lottery ticket right now. Oh dear, what is happening today? Anyway, super. Well, also let's be real. Of all the shops that this town would require, that's the. You know. Oh my god, what is going on? Bonkers, absolutely bonkers. Right. Well, with that and the fact that we've actually we've grown the city, we've got new districts, and where are we at with our employment? So we've chased employment. We're still about we were actually really close to it, and now weirdly we're about 1.4k off of it. So I'm not quite sure how that has happened. I hope that our shops do not disappear now. I'm certain that Salty Port has had something to do with it in terms of the worker availability. So we'll keep kind of growing this in here, and then we'll see where it gets us to, I guess. But it's a good beginning. A good beginning. A good beginning. And also this helps us kind of fill up this area a little bit. Now what I got to be a little bit careful of is that, remember, when we originally started the whole build and play, the idea was to have small communities separated out, you know. Now I've got to be cautious that by sort of filling in some of these little gaps here, that I don't suddenly connect towns up almost way too close together. That's almost going to happen here. It's not an issue for me to happen in one area, but I just want to be cautious to not sort of do it everywhere. I should also say though, look at the city and everything. I mean, honestly, we're getting, you know, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like I've not really been playing this map for this long, but we are getting to a point, I think, almost where we are really getting into the higher end stage. But I want to carry on with this, and you know, we built into this area here. Oh shit! J-Dam, thank you very much.
Oh my god!
Nice. Oh my god. Salty, guys, thank you very much. Get some A10 J-Dam love in the chat. Salty, thank you very much indeed, buddy. Really appreciate it. Have some unhealthy, salty food. I actually will. I think I'll go out and buy some unhealthy food tomorrow just for that. Thanks very much, Salty. Yes, so, yeah. So where we've gotten to with this, thanks very much, Salty, guys. Give him some love in the chat. Really appreciate it. Where are you, Salty? Where are we on the Battle Brothers table as well? I want to actually look at this. Where are we on the Battle Brothers table? Let's have a look. So we've got Yuko, Blue. Oh, yeah, Salty sitting at general rank. Bloody hell, Salty. That actually pushes you up, I think, past Blue. I think you get up to Warlord now. So second ranked on Battle Brothers table, I think, right now. I think you smash the lead. No, you're not low at all, man. You're high up. High up. Right. Okay, so as I was saying, though, I think what I want to do... good, now it's daytime and I can actually explain. Also, you can see better now. I mean, honestly, like, when you look up through the valley, like, look at this, look. Really far up through. Really far up through. That's actually a great view, look, right there. Really, really far up through. And it's really good. But, yeah, so what I really want to do, I think, is that we've gotten to this point now, and we can start kind of expanding. I mean, this looks great as well. Like, Roberts Peak Town looks really good. This looks great. And all these little towns we've got going up here. What I want to do is, I want to expand over this way, but what I don't want to do is, I don't want to build, like, town, 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 town. I don't want to build, like, you know, just going from point to point to point. What I want to do is a little bit more like what we have here. 18 power, thank you. Fucking hell, oh my god. Blue, thank you very much, dude. Blue Adder, guys, for 30. Blue's just like, bang. Anyway, okay. Blue, thank you very much indeed for your support, guys. Give him some A10 love in the chat. Blue's like, I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go. God's sake. All right, thank you, Blue. All right. Anyway, so I don't want to build like town, town, town and just dotting them out. What I would quite like to do is have like this town here, and it makes sense because we've got these two sort of towns, and then, you know, like, I don't know why I'm doing this with my finger. I should be doing it with the cursor. We've got these two towns right here, and then we've got on top. Because they're kind of close together, and like I say, what I want to do is build like a cable car up to the top, so we'll do that. But then I want to continue this road on, and this is a really nice kind of like forest. You see, it's a really nice kind of forest going through here, and so I would like to create like a sort of national road, like transition this forward to a national road, probably as we cross this bridge here, and then carry on with the national road that goes all the way along here. Now, I might create like a little village town, like tiny little mountain forest town, but then most of this I think would be a road all the way along. I don't really want to build up here because I like the idea of having a long road which goes right the way through a forest, and then maybe what we will do is build here. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is build right here overlooking the city, and then we can build a cable car system which comes down here and actually connects like over here, so people can then cable car up and down between the two. So that's my grandiose plan. Road that comes around, new town up here, cable car to the city. Okay, now the other thing is that we have still got, of course, all the way up here. So there's all of this stuff to do. We still have got to connect this other highway. So we've got to come out here with our road. Now remember, what we need to do is extend this road. Now we're going to need to create another... We've got one junction here. We're going to need to create another big junction. And that other big junction is probably going to occur sort of like here. The other side of the rail bridge, because we're going to need to build like a junction here that comes off of that, because there's going to be a road which goes this way, so straight up this way, and then it's also going to need the road is going to have to come across here, because we've got this whole valley, so we've got a whole area here where we can build a whole new town. Now the question is, do we go for another big city that fills the valley, or do we go for like a town, a little town, you know, sort of some real, like, there's a great, this area here is going to be awesome for creating, like, you know, a mountain road, because we've got this road right here, and we can branch this off, like, and come, you know, sort of up through the mountain, you know, we can curve it through, like, you know, you can come right up here, and then we can curve through this with a road, you know, cutting through, like, maybe some cuttings, and that'll bring us nicely right up into here. So there's a couple of ways that we can continue to play this, but either way, I mean, if you think, like, how much further? Okay, so we do that next bit round here to this town. That's like one episode. We do the junction and stuff, like episode, start the town. So maybe like 6 episodes in, we'll be at a really solid position where we can start to think about, like, okay, do we finish here, or what do we do? But that's where we're kind of getting to with this. What's this? Loon, have you ever used that enormous modular car factory asset? Can't remember the name. No, I'm not sure. No, I haven't used that. I haven't got that subscribed. I didn't even know that was a thing, actually. So we'll see. But, Salty, I need that D20, though. Yeah, you do need that D20, Salty. You need that D20 action. You need D20. I need to get the Rubik's Cube action. Rubik's Cube is the tier 3 sub. So that's going to be the Rubik's Cube is coming in. Got to get that going on. Anyways, what's this? Is farming possible in the Big Valley? Well, if we're going to do any farming, it's going to be either in Lower Orange Valley, or it should be, really, Nyko Farms. Because Nyko Farms, there's good... I think there's good... where's the mineral stuff? there's pretty good fertility around Nyko Farms, and we never really got to expand it. Up in the Big Valley, not so much. There is actually oil. There's oil up in the Big Valley. One of the few places on the map where there's oil. We also should think about if we want to bring in an airport. And if we're going to bring in an airport, where would that be? And, you know, so that's a bit of a question mark. If we're going to bring in an airport, we don't have that many locations. We could build an airport up on the top here. That would be kind of interesting. It'd be kind of exciting, actually. That would be quite cool. Where's the airline lines, actually? Oh, I suppose you don't actually, it doesn't matter, does it? Because you don't connect up to it. But there's plenty of space to build at least even a small airport up here. We could actually get the bigger airport, I'm sure, if I rotated that around. Could probably get the bigger airport. Yeah, and there's some other airport module stuff, but I was just going to get the basic one in. That would definitely work. So, yeah, some options on the table for us there, guys. Anyway, so, yeah, it's all good, all good. Right, anyway, that's the end of this episode, guys. I'll see you next time for a little bit more Skylines. That's it from me. Sub on the YouTube channel, check us out there. And also, if you want to watch live, it's always twitch.tv/Luton. See you next time with some more Skylines, guys.